To start off
I
with
like
a
how that
yawning
started.
dog.
It started straight with dog. Anyway,
Hello, you say hello, Charlie. Good girl.
all right. So we are live. We are totally live now on the IPL cast. We are live on the new format, and as we say in the new region, Alola. Um,
Hello.
all right. So welcome to IPLcast 62. I can't see in these. Welcome to IPLcast 62. The it's slightly improved, the wholesome family entertainment, whatever. I'm I'm overplaying this, but anyway, the welcome to IPLcast 62, coming to you from the was sweltering is now kind of tolerable climes of Sydney, heading into a record summer. Seriously, it was raining all day. I expected to go out and have it cool, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was 30 degrees. Um, Coming to us live from the UK is Katie,
Hi, everyone.
and coming to us live from the not UK is Mr. Paper Fail.
Hey. Hey.
All right. So
Thanks.
first thing we have to get out of the way. It's generally a formality now, but as you guys know, Katie has been possibly the longest serving regular guest we've had. Stellar
Yep.
attendance record, the whole thing. She's been in. I think if you look back at every IPL cast we've had since, I don't know, IPL cast 40, IPL cast 30, she's been in just about every one. I think there's like one where she doesn't show up.
Well, a few of them anyway.
There's a few, yeah, but you're in just about most of the the latter half of them. We're in 62
Yes.
now. You've been around for quite a significant number, and we're like, you know what? Let's just you're here and giving your comments anyway. We'll just make you host. So beginning with IPL Cast 62 and moving onward, say hello to Katie, who is the third host of the IPL Cast.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay! So do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, God. Do we? Okay. Uh, dogs. First off, dogs.
Yep, that's that's the first thing you have to know. Just dogs.
Yeah. Some people would know me as Jayu Honeyjade on DeviantArt and other various social network sites. But everybody who has known me knows me by the nickname of Honeyjade. I'm also a regular podcaster in with another community called iGame Online. And iGame Online is basically a place where it varies of different things like games, TV shows, and
Excuse me.
and other various of things that some people might be interested in. So
Cool.
I'm also at the moment with the iGame Online community playing a tabletop game called MERP. So if you guys want to check out the recordings of that, they're on a YouTube channel called iGame Online. And the latest recordings will be at the website, which is about tabletop. And hello, dog.
Okay. The other thing you may have noticed, besides the fact that Katie's occupying a full quarter of the screen, is the fact that we've changed our layout over here. So we're trialing something new. We're moving away from Google Hangouts. More on that later. But yeah, this is essentially the new layout that we have, and it's just constantly, shamelessly advertising all of the social network things we've got over there. We've recently just been introduced to Discord. I'm still not sure how to use it. But we've got a permanent URL. I'm going to have that up somewhere, and you guys can join us then. But yeah, nice little layout here. We got all the three hosts on the side. and all of that stuff shouldn't be too fancy. Except now we're obviously going to talk about Pokemon news. Swing! OMG, the graphics! Oh, the glorious, glorious graphics. All right. So let's get through our Pokemon news, starting with Empoleon being in Pokemon Tournament.
Empoleon is in Pokken Tournament. Empoleon has been announced as the newest playable character in Pokken Tournament. As usual, it is currently only available in the arcade version of the game starting December 15th. There is still no word on when it, as well as Darkrai and the other post-launch characters, will be making it to the Wii U version of the game, so here's hoping it's soon.
I'm kind of about this because on the one hand, while Empoleon is out in arcades, I have no access to any Pokemon Tournament machines whatsoever. There's been an announcement trailer. Empoleon looks really cool. Can't play him. I don't know when he's coming to Wii U. I don't even.
I do like the detail.
The detail is quite good.
The detail in these games. The feathers look really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like, have you noticed this thing? Because Bandai Namco has this thing where they've really textured Pokemon. As in really, really textured Pokemon. And it's this high-level texture. And it's completely different to Game Freak's texturing. Where if you've seen them on CG, Game Freak generally applies a flat texture. It's not crazy, like, it's not super textured the way it is with Pokemon Tournament. As Pokemon Tournament, you see all the little wrinkles and ridges. It's that sort of thing. So yeah, again, my opinion on this is on the one hand, hey, Empoleon, great. On the other hand, you're producing this. I don't know if it's coming to home consoles via an update.
I imagine it will eventually, or at the very least, they'll make it DLC because I have done the DLC route recently.
Yeah, it's not DLC's not
Pyro
that
Warriors.
big for Nintendo system. At least not as big as
yeah.
they can.
And they are actually fairly priced. You have to admit.
They are fairly priced, yes. The thing I have to call on this one is, we know the Nintendo Switch is coming. It's coming in March. It's December now. And Pokemon Tournament for Wii has been out since, mid-year?
Roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been out, like, more or less half a year.
Yeah. There hasn't been any significant updates to Pokemon Tournament since then. Like, none of the, I don't think any of the support or main or roster characters have been added.
That's true.
So
it has been a while for some of them.
It has been a significant while. It's kind of dismal, this lack of support for the console version. You're heading into December. You have 3 months before the next system comes out. All of the resources are being diverted onto support for that system. Would you make that DLC? Maybe as an afterthought. I don't think it's coming to console.
It'd be stupid of them to neglect the console version of this game, just because that is what most people can access. Like, if the arcade version was in better reach, maybe you could argue that, but it's just not here, you know? Like, half the world, or even more than half the world, just can't play the arcade game.
But here's the thing, though, is that Pokemon Tournament's primary audience, where it reaches, where it's really aggressively advertised, isn't overseas. It's purely the Japanese domestic market. That's their bread and butter.
That's true. And it's fair enough that gets the most support and the first support, but...
Yeah. I know.
You know what I mean?
They're doing it it at the expense of all of the console owners. But again, like the biggest selling Nintendo console in Japan is the 3DS. It's actually I think it's a new 3DS even, or it's that generation, right? Wii U console ownership in Japan, not crazy high. Actually, I think if you look at the sales statistics. Console ownership after the GameCube tends to be higher in Western countries than it does in Japan as a domestic market. I think the Wii was good, but it wasn't crazy. The Wii U was even worse. So
Oh yeah, the Wii U is worse everywhere.
yeah, the home console, but it performed better overseas, I think, than it did in the domestic market in Japan. And I mean, this thing is like raking in stuff. It's got major support on arcade. I don't know if it's really getting a lot of love console wise. I'm hoping it does, but I'm not overly optimistic that it will.
It's not like it's overly difficult.
No, it's not. It's totally not. But it's a question of, do you want to spend the resources to get this out on console? Because the console version isn't the arcade version. The console version.
I know.
Yeah,
But
console
then
version's a
that
tuned
comes
down.
up again.
Tuned down.
Yeah, but that comes up again that if they make it DLC, then at least they're not just putting in this update on their own expense. They can actually make money from it. Whether or not that's as much money as what the
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
the
going
question,
to.
but it's still money, you know. People still do play the game.
I'm going to guess that as a monetization scheme, it might not be worth the effort for DLC, because again, the Wii U isn't this type of system you associate with a DLC scheme, right?
No,
Warriors Orochi 3, no, Warriors Orochi whatever it is, came out for the Wii U with all of the DLC intact. Right? The only game that has seriously taken advantage of the DLC route has been Super Smash Brothers, and that would make sense for them because it's a first party title on a Nintendo system.
Hyrule Warriors has DLC.
Yeah, but Hyrule Warriors
The DLC.
again, Hyrule Warriors is Hyrule Warriors is DLC, but it's kind of like it's a Tecmo Koei thing, and DLC is kind of like, yes, DLC is a thing. It's not so much Bandai Namco's cup of tea. It tends to be,
I guess,
stuff they send in addition to the base game. But like if you're going to limit roster updates in a game that is already lacking in roster to people who pay for DLC, that's not a good model overall.
I guess.
All right, so I think we've exhausted the entire thing on Empoleon. Paper, anything?
I would have really liked to see a Feraligatr instead of.
Feraligatr would work actually.
That would be pretty cool.
It would be interesting.
Feraligatr or Crocodile?
Feraligatr.
Feraligatr, yeah, of course.
Feraligatr.
Yeah, no, it's always love towards the starters more than anything.
Yeah. I mean,
They
we've
hold
got
place in their
Blaziken
heart.
in there, we've got Sceptile, we've got the Pikachu.
Actually, now that we're
Well,
talking
two of them.
about all of the starters, how's everyone doing in Sun and Moon? Without I'm post game.
First game.
Yeah, post game.
Post game.
First Island.
First Island. Are you at the Kahuna stage yet, or are you just?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sorry. I'm still trying for that shiny relic.
Oh right. Okay. Cool.
Oh, really? You're not the only one, because I'm trying to get like a shiny Populo in
Because to
Moon.
be fair,
I'm gonna try and get a shiny Vulpix eventually. I'll do it one day.
Yeah. Shiny
Pokemon breed.
Shiny Rowlet is totes adorbs. I've been trying to complete the various Pokédexes, and I realize I'm gonna need help from the starters, because frackin' heck, I don't have a Poplio, I don't have a Litten.
I have a Litten.
Yeah, I know, but I need a Litten. I need the Litten.
Why don't you
to
just try
raise.
Wonder Trading? I'm sure it'll come
That's
up.
what I did, and I got a Litten.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
been trying to do Wonder Trade, and I've got I basically traded Klefkis and got a Caterpie for each one.
Do you want a Litten? Because I'm not a big fan of Litten.
Pass me the Litten later.
Yay!
Yep, offload your Litten on me. All good. I will breed
It's
it.
actually a different Litten from like somebody else. I need to check which type of Litten it was, like Japan or something. I don't
Maybe
know.
they bred it because Rowlet right now is in surplus. It's not like anybody's lacking for Rowlet.
Mm.
Oh, we're all Team Rowlet right here.
Yeah, we're all pretty
Yeah.
much Team Rowlet.
I got the
Yeah.
shirt.
The bird's the word.
The bird's the bird.
Yeah, so post game is interesting if sparse. I think there's like the battle tree seems to be the only major thing about it that's like really centered in interest. But the post game narrative is actually really good. Holy crap! I made a discovery about somebody in post game that I actually leaped into. Like I basically like did the Cosmo Kramer kind of thing and went, oh my god, Megan, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
he did.
that was pretty mind blowing though. Right. So going on from our general game and all of that stuff, let's talk about Ditto for Pokemon Go.
Ditto for Pokemon Go. As of the last major update, Ditto has finally become available in Pokemon Go. As fans of the game originally speculated, Ditto doesn't appear as itself on the overworld map, but instead disguises itself as a different Pokemon including Pidgey or Rattata, giving veteran players a new reason to catch the trash. Once you snag one of these pests, there is a chance the O prompt will appear on screen as it does when hatching an egg, and it's only then that you will know if you've caught a Ditto or not. In battle, it works much like it does in the game, where it will assume the appearance and moveset of its opponent. In addition to this update, the CP totals of all Pokemon except Lapras have been adjusted to, as Niantic put it, make gyms more fair and balanced. As a spreadsheet of the new totals can be found on the Bulbanews website. The nearby feature has also begun launching, with more and more locations gaining access to it. It's actually pretty good, with Pokemon appearing next to Pokestops and an ability to lock on and be guided to specific ones. Pokemon will still spawn away from Pokestops, so the game will still be playable in rural areas, but it does make it a lot harder. Also coming hot on the heels of leaks is word that the US Starbucks is collaborating with Pokemon Go. Starbucks employees have reportedly seen a promo announcement that declares the arrival of new Pokemon, suggesting either the reveal of Gen 2 or the Gen 1 legendaries. The promo is supposedly to begin on December 8th, just 2 days away. Also mentioned in the promo is the converting of all Starbucks locations into Pokestops or gyms, and the availability of a Pokemon-themed Frappuccino, made with vanilla, blackberries, and raspberries. Fans believe this leak holds some water, as Niantic has already rolled out client-side code for Gen 2 Pokemon, and at this point only needs to update the servers to activate them, though no new moves have been included with them, so if it does come out, then they'll have either only the current available moves, or there'll be an update between now and then.
Oh man, if they bring out Gen 2 before the holidays, it's chaos. It's gonna be chaos.
It'd be good timing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, hell yeah, it's gonna be good timing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be mostly a lot of crashing again, how it was in the beginning.
See, a lot of the crashing that happened in the start wasn't so much because of the amount of traffic that was trying to access, but also the degree that the phone was accessing the servers with. Obviously,
Yeah, they really did not plan it out. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's a lot more stable now.
They had server infrastructure problems. If they did it now, I don't think they're gonna have the same issues because one, the player base has gone down. Two, even if the player base did go up, they've got enough server infrastructure to take it now.
Yeah.
Like if we have crashes and everything 2 generations in, I'm gonna be very disillusioned.
Yeah.
I'm like that's a proper fail when you don't even learn from the lessons of your launch. But yeah, I'm kind of annoyed and jealous at US Starbucks because of the fact that one, they're doing this collaboration, damn it, and two, I actually want that Pokemon themed Frappuccino, even though it tastes like a combination of the sweetness of discovery and the sourness of defeat.
You don't drink coffee.
It's not coffee. A frappuccino is a flavored drink with crushed ice.
Oh, that sounds really unpleasant.
It's really nice. I had a double chocolate chip frappuccino every time I'm at Starbucks.
Well, there we go.
It is really, really, really nice. With whipped cream on top, and then it's...
So wait,
Oh my god,
isn't it
Gino.
iced coffee then?
It's not iced coffee, it's double chocolate chip, so it's like there's no coffee in it. And I'm pretty sure iced coffee is like a cold recipe coffee with ice. Whereas
Ew.
this is a frappe, so it's like it's crushed. But yeah, like I don't drink coffee. Shock horror. I don't drink coffee. I don't like tea. I've been made to drink tea. I didn't enjoy the experience. Maybe I'll switch around to tea at some point. I don't know. Depends on how crazy posh I decide to get. But
Well, wait until you get to Britain then.
yeah, where pretty much tea is the only drink I'll be able to order. So Starbucks is like I go to Starbucks. I don't go for the coffee. They have a whole bunch of other drinks that aren't coffee. And yeah, I pretty much settled on the double chocolate chip frap being the only thing I order from Starbucks
Frappuccino.
now. Yep, because I try. See, like I ordered a mocha frappuccino ages ago, and I regretted it because I think like mocha has coffee in it.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
it's
it does.
Yeah, I do not like coffee. Like I have never liked coffee. I don't like I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the taste of it. But like I respect that other people need their caffeine. I don't get my
buzz.
caffeine through coffee. I get my caffeine through cola.
I don't even drink cola.
Yeah, I know, but I get my caffeine that way. People get their caffeine through cola. No,
Yeah,
so
I don't drink
coffee. I would like the Pokemon themed Frappuccino. I think something with vanilla, blackberries, and raspberries would actually taste nice. But I'm kind of annoyed that it's just the U.S. Starbucks and like not the entire chain, considering how big you can make this. Then again, I know of 2 Starbucks in Sydney. There used to be a lot. There used to be a Starbucks just like down the road from where I live, where the mall is.
Yeah, they really had to shrink. They've expanded.
Yeah, there's a Starbucks in Mount Druitt, which I will never visit at night. And there's a Starbucks in the city, which I will never visit alone. So, oh no, there's a third one. There's one near Darling Harbor. I forgot about that one. That one hasn't been torn down yet, I think.
Exciting.
No, because it was right next to the IMAX. And this is complete tangent. The Sydney IMAX got torn down. They're building a new one. Apparently, the old building didn't look cool. But yeah, it's interesting that they already have Gen 2 in place, and it's all just a matter of, okay, cool, are you adding it? And if it gets added, awesome. I look forward to catching even more trash than I did when we started.
Do you think it's gonna join the trash now? Gen 2.
I'm gonna have
Probably what was it again? Hoot Hoot?
Sentrance.
yeah, I'm gonna
Sentret, yeah.
Sentret and Hoot
Yeah,
Hoot.
Sentrance.
Just I'm gonna be
Sentrance is a nice one though.
I'm looking forward to attempting to catch Corsola in really dangerous areas.
Ursula.
So that'll be good. Right. Yeah. No. Pogo's interesting. I did open Pogo to see if anything would spawn near me, and it is a very lonely place here right now. Nothing's here. Although I've been, according to my nearby thing, there's a Muck, a Dodrio, and trash Pokemon all nearby. All right.
No trash.
Sounds a bit right.
Yep. All right, let's go to VGC 2017.
I'm really slow at the moment because I'm running. VGC 2017. The official rules for VGC 2017 have been announced. Aside from the usual, notable rules include being restricted to the Alola Pokédex only, of which qualifying Pokémon will have a black clover symbol in their stat page, much like the Kalos symbol, and Mega Evolution is banned. For the full set of rules, you can find them on the Pokemon website. It's looking like UBs might not be banned.
No UBs aren't banned.
Yeah.
There were...
Because that's what we were speculating about before, but
Yeah,
it's looking like, based on some stuff that popped up on Twitter, that they're not actually banned.
Pokemon Crossroads did a recent tally of local tournaments following the VGC 2017 format.
Yeah.
And holy crap, there are at least 2 UBs in every team.
Yeah, it seems to be Marowak. Marowak and Paragon Z are really popular. Almost everyone had one of those. Tapu Koko was really popular. The bull-looking Tapu was really popular. What else? The UB bluish gun woman thing was popular.
What?
And one person had UB Lightning. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think there are 301 Pokemon in the Alolan Pokédex in total.
Yeah.
It's a really restrictive set. That's less than half of the total number.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
pretty limited. Not to mention the fact that Alola's not going to have a national dex.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the thing.
Alola,
Gen 7 itself won't have the national dex. It's going to be a feature of Pokemon Bank.
Mm.
And I don't know how trainers feel about that, but it's like this game is very geared towards competitive play.
Yeah, but competitive play is, as much as it's such a big thing, it's also very small compared to the rest of the year of play.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not the only thing, and it really only makes up a small portion
I know. Like
of the game itself.
I am out there to complete my Pokédex now. Like, now that I know that the Alolan Pokédex only goes up to 301, it's actually a good goal for me to try and get. So I am actually trying to go for Pokédex completion. I don't think I'm going to do it before the end of the year, but yeah. I was expecting that they were going to take the Mega Evolution mechanic away, that we knew that coming in.
Yeah.
That's going to be replaced by Z moves. I don't know how viable Z moves are in competitive play.
Well, imagine people would use them regardless.
People would use them. They're,
Yeah.
they're a one-off tactic. They're not as crazy as Mega Evolutions were, though.
Yeah. Which is a pity.
It's just using like a Z move. With some of them, if it's super effective or not, can more or less KO their opponent.
Yeah. At this point, I'm trying to collect all colors of. It's like, it's interesting. Z moves strike me as something like I hesitate to use Z moves at all. I could use them at any point in the battle, like I really do. Like I have that option, but I tend not to, just because the sequence to run them is so long. They look really good. They're freaking amazing to watch. But oh my god, after a while, you just stop triggering them.
Yeah, I usually hold onto mine until maybe the last Pokemon that comes up, or a particularly difficult one. But other than that, it's not really something I go out of my way to use. Like, I think Mega Evolutions were better in that sense because they lasted longer.
Well, even Mega Evolutions, I tended not to. Well, I did with Blaziken. But For the most part, I ended up being like it ended up being this thing where you'd have a Z move, and I'm like, I only really use the Z move now, the Z move, if if I want the battle to be over, or if I'm
Yeah.
half asleep and I want a little tiny micro nap in my battle, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'll trigger that. I'll come back and play the game when I'm awake again. That sort of thing.
Mm.
It's what it feels like. I'm, yeah. I don't know. I've always found the idea of using legendaries, of any sort, limited Pokemon to any degree in competitive play, kind of like, this is weird, man. Like, I've always found it weird, which is why IPL policy has always been no legendaries.
Mm.
Um, and that's the same case. We'll discuss that in a bit. But yeah, it's interesting. I believe that you have to announce what your teams are as well. You can't go in and surprise people, if you're going into tournament play.
Yeah.
But yeah, the metagame focuses on UBO2, what's his face, giant mosquito fatso.
Buzzwole.
Yeah.
His name is Buzzwole.
Buzzwole?
Yeah,
Buzzwole.
Buzzwole, as in
As in
buzz,
buzz
and then
swole.
swole, as in large.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the one in Sun?
Yeah. Yeah. Its idle animation is that it turns around and it flexes.
Creepy.
Speaking
Yeah,
of animations, holy crap, the male swimmer in Pokemon Sun and Moon, man. The man has, what's it called? The Adonis Cleft? I think it is. No, it's not the Adonis Cleft. The Adonis Belt. That's it.
Okay.
The Adonis Belt.
belt.
The Adonis Belt is like, you know how the guy has a bare chest and a six pack, right? And then there are these two lines that lead down toward his groin from his hips. That is the Adonis Belt.
Oh my god.
It's a weird bodybuilder thing that just says, I have super defined abdominal and hip muscles. Therefore, my body is now making this natural cut from the hip towards the groin. It is.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So,
You
yeah.
sneezed last time. You sneezed last time too.
And she's down. He's down.
Woo!
She's
Can we
down.
hear some creepy Mega Evolution facts again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
no!
Oh, it's great. It's great. So I found the good ones at least.
My face has gone red. I can see that now.
Oh, don't start.
It's two. It's pink.
It's believed that in an effort to move away from Mega Evolutions, Nintendo has put kind of a darker spin on them.
To be fair, this coincides with the altogether darker spin they're putting on the Pokédex.
Yes, there's an overall darker spin.
Holy crap,
It's
this
beautiful.
Pokédex.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. But the Mega Evolution ones are particularly interesting. I've got one from Mega Glalie here, and it says that the Sun version says, the excess energy from Mega Evolution spills over from its mouth, breaking its jaw. It spews endless blizzards. And the Moon one says, it envelopes its prey in its mouth, freezing them instantly, but its jaw is dislocated, so it's unable to eat them. Isn't that great? It's so creepy.
I can't believe they hyped this up in the they hyped this up in the cartoon with a 4-part special, and then they fracking do this. What the
I know,
hell?
it's kind of messed up. Here's one for Kangaskhan. This one's kind of sad.
I don't like the one.
Sun says, Mega Kangaskhan's strength derives from the mother's happiness about her child's growth. Watching it grow keeps her spirits high. But Moon says, Thanks to Mega Evolution, its child grows, but as the child is good only at fighting and nothing else, its mother feels uneasy about its future. So, like, using Mega Evolution on Kangaskhan is essentially ruining this kid's life.
Remember,
jeez.
kids, don't use drugs! Despite the fact that I will happily pop a Carbos into the nearby Pokemon.
Yeah. Hang on, here's Gengar. Here's Gengar. This one's great. Kind of creepy. Where is it? Sun says, Gengar's relationships are warped. It has no interest in opponents unless it perceives them as prey. Moon says, the energy of Mega Evolution awakened it. It sinks into another dimension where it keeps a patient watch for its chance to attack. Very cool.
Creepy.
I know. These are great. These are creepy.
Okay. I'm just like... Still can't... I can't get over that. I just... Nope. Like, the Pokédex in Sun and Moon is just outright, I think, the creepiest one so far.
Out of all the generations, yeah.
I'm
7 has to be the most creepiest.
Oh my gosh. The writers, man. The writers are like, hey, our audience is older now. Let's freak them out.
Yeah.
Let's freak them out while still putting them in the body of an 11-year-old. Gee, bus. If you're gonna do a Lola, right? If you were gonna do a Lola, please have the 16-year-olds from Black and White.
Mm-hmm. That would be awesome.
Was it not as was Gen 5 just not as popular because of the fact that they're 16?
Or teens, more likely.
They're in their
Yeah.
I think they're cited to be 15 or 16.
In Gen when?
Gen 5.
Yeah, no, they were a lot older in Gen 5.
Yeah, they're a lot older in
You're
Gen
back
5.
to 11 in Gen 7.
You're supposed to be 10 in the first few games, but here you're 11. It's kind of like, all right, cool, fair enough. And I'm like,
Okay. Regular Gengar's Pokédex entry. This is the normal Gengar, non-Mega Evolution.
oh my god.
Sun says, should you feel yourself attacked by a sudden chill, it is evidence of an approach to Gengar. There is no escaping it. Give up.
It's just
What? Seriously?
Yeah, I remember that.
Moon says it apparently wishes for a traveling companion. Since it was once human itself, it tries to create one by taking the lives of other humans.
What the
Ew.
fluff?
That's messed up, bro.
I always thought it was just the very dark side.
No,
What?
no, it's worse. No, because like look at Clefairy and look at Gengar and tell me they're like not mirror opposites.
They are totally opposites.
Yeah, they look like they're opposite. I think they were designed similarly, but yeah, it's freaky. Oh, gosh,
Yeah.
no.
I thought the what was it? That ghost tree Pokemon was kind of bad.
Trevenant?
Yeah, because didn't it say in its Pokedex that it is basically a dead spirit of children that got lost in the forest or something like that?
Phantom.
Phantom.
Yeah, Phantom. It was one of the two I was thinking of, yeah.
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 And
Say again, Paper? I'm just...
it was the evolution one that like it will move around to keep the people trapped inside the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is creepy. This is Mimikyu's one.
Oh, no.
It's got Pokédex entries for both the disguised form and its busted form. So when you use Mimikyu in battle, when you first bring it out, when you first encounter it, it's in its disguised form, which is it's got the upright Pikachu head, and then when you attack it, it essentially works as sort of like a substitute attack, and it will absorb the damage. But then it moves into its busted form, which is indicated by the head falling over. Now, the Pokédex entry for the disguised form. With Sun, it says, its actual appearance is unknown. A scholar who saw what was under its rag was overwhelmed by terror and died from shock. And then its busted form, it says, after going to all the effort of disguising itself, its neck was broken. Whatever is inside is probably unharmed, but it's still feeling sad.
Yeah. The fact that the Pikachu's neck essentially snaps
Yeah.
to the side.
That's pretty much, if you think about it, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just terrifying.
Just remember this: when you hit a Mimikyu and it goes from its disguise form to its to broken form, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it goes to broken form, that angle, the angle that it's turning into, that is a neck snapping.
Yeah. Pretty much
Yep.
is.
So I can imagine, like, when that neck snaps, a Pikachu's neck snaps.
Pretty much, yeah. It's
Yeah, you could think about
Ooh,
it.
that's,
I'd like it.
that's just creepy.
yeah.
Well, from the show, I saw that like Meowth like the translate said like it actually hates Pikachu's.
Oh no, that was
It does,
that's
actually.
the anime.
That was
in
the anime.
case.
That was the anime Mimikyu.
Interestingly,
Yeah.
in that episode, apparently, what Mimikyu says is so disturbing and horrifying that it actually terrifies Meowth. Like Meowth is actively disturbed and frightened by what Mimikyu is saying.
Mm.
It's cute. It's
This is
cute,
canon,
but it's
yeah,
got a.
it's the actual thing.
I think I'm done. Nope, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just no. Think of happy thoughts.
Now that I think about it, I
Malasadas.
do probably see.
I want malasadas now.
Get yourself a hot chocolate or something, Gino.
I want
Anyway.
I can have hot chocolate. It's freaking summer here.
Yeah, it is actually pretty hot.
I'm
gonna go for a nice cool drink. I'm gonna have. You know what? After this, I'm just gonna have cereal.
God. I found Metapods.
Oh Jesus Christ!
God.
Oh no!
Okay. Metapod's Sun Pokedex entry says, its shell is filled with its soft innards. It doesn't move much because of the risk it might carelessly spill its innards out.
What?
Moon says, it's shut up,
Ew.
but it's still just a bug shell. It has been known to break, so intense battles with it should be avoided.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna say this. I do see a lot of people when they come to like what is it, competitive play and all that. I do see a lot of people using Mimikyu.
Not as much.
Oh, it's a possibility.
Yeah, it has potential in the meta. Not as much initially. Not right now.
Mm.
But yeah, it like it's just. Whew. We have been looking at the we have been looking at what the current state of the meta is, and it's. I don't know. I really don't know. But anywho.
Shinodex1 says, forests where Shinotic live are treacherous to enter at night. People confused by its strange lights can never find their way home again. And if you think about that when actually looking at a picture of Shinotic, because it's got a toad face, a toad from Mario face, but like blank.
Oh.
Me and my friend were checking out what that weird anchor Pokemon.
Oh, Delmise.
Yeah, that anchor Pokemon, because
look that
we
up.
thought at first was a ghost water type, but in actual fact
Yeah!
it's ghost grass.
It's Ghost Grass, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. It's weird with the Pokedex thing though as well. To me anyway.
It's just wow. Yeah, I don't know.
To anchor, I would have thought would have been a steel.
Oh, it's based off seaweed. Sun says, swinging its massive anchor, it can KO Wailord in a single blow. What appears to be green seaweed is actually its body. And Moon says, the soul of seaweed adrift in the waves became reborn as this Pokemon. It maintains itself with new infusions of seabed detritus and seaweed.
Gosh. Alright,
That's not that bad.
it's not that bad, but still, the rest of the
Seaweed.
entries are like, I'm just.
I just don't like the Wailord part. To kill
Just means
one
strong.
Wailord in a single blow, yeah.
Anyway, I'm
I
done.
just okay. All right. Cool.
Great though. Gotta go through it because it's great. They get really, really dark.
Okay. Sun and Moon 3DS themes come to Europe and Australia.
Sun and Moon 3DS
What?
themes come to Europe and Australia. The Sun and Moon 3DS themes that were previously released in Japan and North America are now available in Europe and Australia. The themes include a display of Solgaleo and Lunala, and a tropical display of the Gen 7 starters and other Gen 7 Pokemon, including Pikipek, Rockruff, and Togedemaru.
Woo! Togedemaru.
It looks
I'm
nice.
still trying to get myself a Togedemaru. I think I caught one already. I don't know. I don't remember. I have to check the Pokedex. Don't check the Pokedex. Please don't
haven't
check the
played
Pokedex entry for God.
I'm going to check.
Oh God.
Demaru.
Yeah.
Something creepy.
Oh well, look. If the Togedemaru entry has something really creepy, I'm gonna be impressed.
Sun says the spiny fur on its back is normally at rest. When this Pokemon becomes agitated, its fur stands on end and stabs into its attackers. Moon says the long hairs on its back act as lightning rods. The bolts of lightning it attracts are stored as energy in its electric sac. Pretty much average.
Yeah, it's pretty average. Okay, cool. And I think that brings us to the end of Pokemon news in general. And we now transition onto, oh gosh, this is one of those episodes where this is the meat and the Pokemon news is the potato. So this brings us now into League news.
Yay!
Oh man, I had way too much fun with the graphics. Okay. So let's talk about some miscellaneous news before we go ahead and start talking about the actual regular news, right? First off is some really sad news. After being with us for 6 odd years of the 7 years we've been around as the IPL, first as a spectator, then as a helper, then as a judge, then as an admin, Mr. Athens, has made the decision to step down from his administrative duties. So effective immediately, he's no longer an admin of the IPL. And yeah, no, that's really, I'm really sad to hear that. He's stepping down, but he's got his reasons for doing so, and I won't go into that. But Rob, thank you a lot. You've helped out with the IPL. You've given your ideas. You've done your feed. You've sided both with me and against me on various things. You've stood up against Tofu when she decided to be a jerk. It's been good. You've outlasted nearly all of the admins, which is well done, except me because I am stubbornest of all. But you've done really well. You introduced the battle roulette. You introduced super contests. You did a lot of initiatives to help the IPL carry on through the middling years. So yeah, and you have rocked up to IPLcasts left, right, and center. It's been good having you. Yeah, so we'll miss having you around, but we wish you the best. Yeah. All right. Having said that, and I know it sucks to actually say this immediately after that, but because the admin position is vacant, we're now looking for a new admin. Now, it's been IPL tradition that we never really accept applications from people. The first and only person who ever applied to be an admin and got the job was Tofu. And ever since then, no admin has, we've never had an admin who's applied for the job. What we've had
Unrelated reasons. For unrelated. It's not because of something Tofu did.
No, it's not because of something Tofu did. Tofu did there's nothing, it has nothing to do with Tofu being the first and only person to apply. When Tofu applied, the IPL was less than a month old. Right? No one had applied for admin. But she had come in and basically said, "Oh, hey, I can help you admin." And I'm like, "Okay, you're in." Just started out the group, knew no one. And she's like, "I've got connections in SDL. We can help bring people in." I'm like, "All right, sounds good." So it has nothing like to do with tofu. What we've done instead, since from Ed to Rob to Megan, we ask people to be admins. We don't. It's always been I'll ask you in person, but obviously because most of our admins are in the U.S., it's like that's not gonna happen. But we do ask. We reach out to people instead. We contact them personally, and we go, "Do you want to be an admin?" So we have somebody in mind, or we've got people in mind for the admin position heading into next year. We are going to reach out to them when we're really decided, and then we're going to run them through a trial to see if they can handle being an admin, and if they can, cool, they get admin position. So yeah, that's happening. Good stretch.
Sushi.
All right, so let's talk about Discord. So we recently got Discord. I think we had that active from as far back as I don't know, how far back was it? Yesterday.
Such a long time ago.
We are now veterans of the arts. We have been here forever. So the IPL is we've got our section of the server up there now.
Yeah.
We'll get a permanent URL up on the IPL page on DeviantArt, so people can go in, click in, and join whatever. Right now there are only 3 text channels on it: Lounge, Battle, and Art, obviously. And Lounge has pretty much just been me talking to Ree, the unaware thing, but a whole bunch of stuff. But it's, join in when you can. It should be fun. Or silly. Anyway, the other thing that has to be mentioned is that we've switched up our IPL journal skins. Not really that noticeable since it's still gray. Gray is the IPL's color, it seems to be. But the journal skin has changed from I think it was Herald before, and then it became Casino because of the poker chip design. Now it's being called Rebirth, which leads me into this next section, which is the big thing that I have to talk about. So if you guys remember in IPLcast 61, we talked about basically sharing our thoughts and feelings about the IPL and where it is moving forward. Basically talked a lot about what the IPL was originally conceived to be, what it became, how it ended up where it was, and pretty much why everybody was more or less done about 6 months ago. And a lot of people gave their feedback, and a lot of the feedback is super encouraging. And it's like, it people reminiscing about their time in the IPL, and I'm going, you know what? We should fight for this. A lot of people want it. The IPL is, in my mind, like an institution among the Pokemon groups in DeviantArt. It's probably not, but considering that we've still got a fair, we've got member numbers in the 3 digits. So people are clearly tuned in, even with all the pruning we've done. Man, we want to grow this. We want to bring it back to its roots. We want to make it back to its concept. And the concept is basically like a place. We focus on the art. We make it a place where your characters can tell their stories and grow as part of this ever-changing story happening around them. That was the original concept of the IPL. That's what we tried to achieve with storyline missions. That's what we're going back to. There's more of a focus now on art than there is just generally on battle. You'll still be able to battle. We'll get on that in a sec. But this is going to be, for the most part, about the art. We want you to tell your story through art. It's the whole point. This is why it's on DeviantArt. art and not on its own website. We want you to express your story. All right. So we're doing some big changes to the IPL. We're going to action a lot of these. Oh, God, I hate using that as a verb. I feel like an office worker. We're going to take action on a lot of these in the lead up to the IPL's hard launch. So we are relaunching on January 1st, 2017. Mark the date. We're going to, we're going to have a, we're going to launch our, we're going to launch with an event on Gen 1. In the lead up to, there's a lot of things that we're going to get done. So, if you're listening to this right now on the IPLcast, you have a head start on everyone else as far as getting prepared. The first big thing that we're doing is that we are doing a hard reset. And I've spoken about this as well on like a couple of weeks ago. The hard reset basically means we will be removing all trainer cards from rankings, all of them, no exceptions. Admins, judges, if you have a ranking, it's gone now. Like seriously, it's gone now. Like we modified the, I think I modified the rankings this morning, our time. If you go in and actually go to the IPL front page, there isn't even any button to navigate to rankings anymore.
Really?
Like it's all gone. Yeah, I've taken the buttons out. And if you manage to find the old rankings pages, they're all blank now.
Well, that's good. I used to be in the negatives.
Yep. Yeah, you're good. Your slate's clean again. Well done.
Guys, I'm gonna say this. I'm giving up on the shiny Populo now.
Okay.
Because I was trying to get, I was going to try and get a female shiny Populo, but that's not gonna happen because the female Populo came up. So
You tried.
I tried.
You tried.
But it was
You tried. Here, medal
wasn't
for
gonna
effort.
get it.
Here you go. Medal for effort. Right. So, Katie, before your declaration of giving up on the Poplio, we were just talking about removing the trainer cards from rankings, and that's taken effect.
Yeah.
That's all done. If you want to look someone up, you don't need to go to the members gallery. Just go to the actual gallery. Go to the art gallery. There's a place there where the trainer cards are going to be. I'm going to place the trainer folder as the very first gallery you encounter. Right? Just if you want to look someone up, go there. All existing train. I keep pointing to Katie. Go there. Point to the other side.
well, I got a Mighty Anna with me at the moment.
Oh, you got your Matiena.
Yeah, it's one of them. You can probably hear her.
Maybe not. I can't right now. All right. So,
Oh my god.
all of the existing trainer cards that you know have been moved. That's done. It's done. We've moved them to a subfolder of the trainer cards, the trainer gallery called Legacy Cards. We've also changed the name of the trainer cards folder to Trainer Gallery. And we've added a subfolder called References, which is where you put your full-size, full-body references if you want people to find out about them. The other thing, all inactive members, and by inactive I mean all deactivated members, are being removed from the IPL. Basically, if you left DeviantArt, closed your account, done. You don't even, you deleted your account from DeviantArt. You're probably not listening to this, so what do you care? But you're getting chucked out of the IPL. It's happening. You've closed your DeviantArt account. Tough. If you want to rejoin, go create a new account. Come in. The family's waiting. And also because of the hard reset, that means that all IPL trainers, and that includes us admins, are starting from scratch with a 4.0 template.
And it's so simple too.
It is the stupidly simple template right there, right in the middle of the screen, blocking me. Hello. And it's really simple. It is a center oval window for your trainer, a text box in the middle, like a text box just below the center, where you can add your name and a subtitle, and 6 windows around the trainer that's there for room, for Pokemon, and their names. That's it. There's no other, like, that's pretty much it. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than just you and your Pokemon. And that should be fine, actually. I'm quite looking forward to see what people come up with as far as designs and stuff with this are concerned. Obviously, once it's active, you get going. That's the whole thing. Right. So, in addition to the hard reset, the other thing that we're doing is points removal. So obviously, anybody who's been with the IPL for any length of time has known that when you join the IPL the first time, you get 3 points. You get 3 points for every submission you do. Yada, yada, yada. We don't use them. We don't need them. So they're gone. All gone.
Yeah, kaput.
Yep, kaput. They are done. We have gotten rid of points. Patui.
So much for saving those points up.
Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry for everybody who's been hoarding points like mad. Especially the select few of you who have close to 600 points. You're not gonna use it. You're not gonna like. Let's be honest. You're not going to use it. There is no place on the IPL you can spend it on right now. So there's no point in earning it.
I'm just thinking now, like in previous parts, like you got that shopping district and all that.
Yeah,
so would they pick them out at random and all that then, or what?
Look, if we're going to do the shopping district thing, we'll just award it to whoever wants to do it.
Okay.
I'm not even going to ask for points requirement. It's just going to be here's a shopping district, block yourself in it. Like, do something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Besides that, it's like there's no point in having the points. There's no real need to track it. You were giving people relative freedom to pick how they live in Challenger Island. The archipelago's large. Go nuts, explore, have fun. So talking about points removal, very important. The very first thing you should know is that all points restrictions for trainer card changes are going to be removed. You can change the lineup, the portrait, and the art anytime you want. So that means that if you want to change who you are, how you're dressed, who your Pokemon are, do you want to be the gender opposite of who you currently are, go ahead. It's all on you now. Like, if your character decides midway through his story that he wants to identify as a woman, we don't really track that anymore. You can do whatever you want. Right? The only thing, the only thing we're going to put in here, and this is standard for just about everything RP, is don't kill anyone else without their permission or consent.
Like, I don't see nothing.
You die.
Yeah.
You die.
I'm very much on the side of, like, you can't freaking murder anyone, even if you really, really, really want to, unless they agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, really agree to it. And obviously, the Challenger Archipelago is policed. And it has been since the end of Chapter 2. So, have fun. Right. The other thing that we are going to do is we're no longer tracking who has what card. If you want to retire a character, just remove them from the gallery. Right? The only time we will be tracking characters is with regards to the ranking seasons. We'll get to them in a bit. Right. Next thing that we have to mention is the soft events. So we will be having 7 soft events next year in 2017. These are minimal impact events. These will be planned well ahead of time. They'll be short scenarios. They may be seasonal activities. They'll last for however long the month lasts for. And yeah, it's like it's soft events, stuff you can participate in, no obligation. It's not a it's something you can join that you're not forced to do. So these are going to be announced at least a week ahead of the activity. In our case, it's probably going to be announced well before then, because we're going to try and finalize as many of these events as possible before the end of this year. So we are going to plan 12 months ahead about what's going to be happening close to December. I mean, now, if anything comes in that causes us to go, oh, hey, we should react to this, or we should have an event related to some really cool Pokemon news that drops, fine, let's do that. But for the most part, everything's going to be planned ahead of time. Yep. So the very first place it's going to be announced in is IPLCast. So it would do you a whole heap of good to actually subscribe to find out when the next events are going to happen. And then it's going to happen on the usual journal updates not long after that. So again, these will cover the calendar month. And it may feature one or more NPCs in a minimal impact storyline. And references for those PCs will be provided wherever possible. So one of the new things that's coming up, because we have a really simple outline, are NPC cards. So NPC cards are the same as trainer cards, but they have a bright blue border. And they're obviously going to feature the NPC and their Pokemon. We'll put up references if you need to see more references. But yeah, so we haven't decided all of the events. We did go through a few of the events, or a few of the tentative event titles. And by that I mean I wrote stuff down on a list. So January's event is planned to be called New Year State of Mind. That's a musical joke. February's event is called the Love Heart Setup. April's soft event is called the Kamataniversary. May is the 18 Orders Part 2, Knights of the Realm. August is called Deep Dive. October is called The Return of the Great Gorgeist. Oh gosh, I remember that. And then December is tentatively called Pictures from Home. So those are the events that we have for soft events. Now, in addition to the 7 soft events happening, there are also going to be 2 storyline missions. They're going to happen, obviously they're going to happen twice a year. They're going to be significantly shorter in duration than the old storyline missions, which went on for months. They're paced enough that we can move the storyline forward a bit. So there will be decision points with each of the storyline mission. Now, each one is hopefully going to have a comic precursor in the lead-up. And the story for storyline missions in 2017 will pick up where we left off. So that's several months after the directive storyline. That's going to deal with the fallout of the event. That's going to deal with the appearance of the of Cayman and Bizant, who are the 2 other GT Sin co-founders. And we'll hopefully try not to flood everyone with NPCs. But these will be people you should be paying attention to because they're on the island. Right, the third type of event that we have, and there are going to be 3 of these, is called ranking seasons. So for the battle savvy amongst you, we are keeping the battles alive. Yes, we are still going to have battles throughout the year. If you want to do battles with somebody else, you can go ahead and battle. You guys just agree to when you're doing it, agree to when it's done, battle, right? That's fine. You can do that throughout the year. If you want people to give a verdict, we'll endeavor to get a verdict to you, but we'll probably be busy working on the other stuff in the background, so...
I think our decision was to
put it on a
put up a poll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have something like who takes it, whose cuisine reigns supreme, and then the 2 artworks at the bottom. So we'll keep so we'll do that for the casual battles. But 3 times a year, there's going to be a thing called a ranking season. During ranking season, you can challenge anyone to a battle. And the results of that will count towards your overall ranking for the year. Battle started, if you start a battle during the calendar month, that will count. But obviously, we'll allow it will allow people to go on a little further and conclude it, and so on and so forth. But you cannot start battles outside of the months we designate for ranking season. We'll keep a list of trainers. We'll keep a list of trainers and track their progress through the 3 ranking season months. And once we get to the end of the year, the top ranking trainer is the champion for that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! And then we will reset the rankings. So in 2018, you have to try and you either come in and defend your title in 2018, or you get it knocked off by some other ambitious artist. That's up to you. And we'll try and have a little side activity for everyone else during the ranking events. But for the most part, I think a really good activity would be to draw observer entries. If you're witnessing somebody going on a fight, draw an observer entry. Draw yourself watching the battle. Draw yourself strategizing, planning for the next opportunity, that sort of thing. So based on the tentative events calendar, ranking season 1 will happen in March, ranking season 2 will happen in July, and ranking season 3 will happen in November. They're equally spaced. The other thing that I need to point out is that Storyline Missions 1 will happen in June, and Storyline Missions 2 will happen in September. So most of the big events are going to happen in the middle of the year. There's going to be significant events at the start and end of the year as well. Right. And we've so moving on, we've also got affiliation. So we've been a little too restrictive with our affiliation criteria. So moving forward, we'll be more open to affiliation requests. If you know anyone who wants to affiliate or has been wanting to affiliate with the IPL, yes, send them. Send them our way. I'm going to reduce the number of people required to approve an affiliation to 1. So any admin can just say yes to affiliation. It's not going to be a big deal anymore. Also, if you're if you know anybody who we could stand to affiliate with, please let us know so we can affiliate with them. I'd be looking forward to that happening. That would be great. We'll do an affiliation audit. We'll review stuff. I think I'm taking away 2 groups this year. If you have a group that you're planning to make and you want it to be featured on the IPL, let us know as well. Maybe we'll make it a regular feature to visit our affiliates and talk about them, and have them advertise on the IPLcast. I don't know. We'll make it worth their while. But it also makes sense for them, I think, to affiliate with us because we're essentially the granddaddy of Pokemon leagues. We have been here forever in DA time. Forever. We've outlasted PCBC. We've outlasted, what is it? Pokemon University Dome, I think it was, PUD. We've outlasted Battle Frontier Unlimited. We've outlasted Cloud Sky Carnival. We've outlasted PCPC OS. We've outlasted...
You outlasted, most of them, I think.
Pretty much we've outlasted fracking SDL. I can't believe we actually outlasted Samurai Duelers League.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's, but yeah, IPLcast is probably the best way for us to advertise what's going on with them. The scene isn't over. There is a home for groups on DeviantArt. There's always a place for groups on DeviantArt. And I think for us, we're kind of like a holdover from the previous tradition where we're essentially an RP group. But we are a damn good RP group, thanks very much. We've got some spectacular entries in. We've done some really good stuff. We've advanced the storyline 2 chapters. We've done some really cool, fairly touching events. We had this one major event a few years ago where we basically had 50 strangers exchanging 3D codes with 3DS codes with each other. It was nuts.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
nuts. And I'm like, we are so capable of doing all of this stuff. What's stopping us? So yeah, it's pretty much this thing is designed to ease the burden on admins. So admins don't, admins don't get burnt out or get put under pressure. It's not a big deal. It eases the burden on trainers. You don't have to track how many points you have. You don't have to ask us about stuff. You only have to track battles 3 times a year. You get to participate in the events the rest of the time. You get to do, you get to get good, get art.
Get good, get got.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's so much easier. I like in one sense it's becoming a more casual place where we're not actively tracking. There's like, oh no major requirements and all of that. But it's not that casual because your events still have deadlines. Like we expect people to turn stuff in if they want to participate. Fine. And we're going to. This leads me into my next thing: IPLcast integration. So we've been running IPLcast for 3 years. We had our 61st episode last time. This is episode 62. Still going. Heck yeah, we're going to continue it. We just promoted somebody into, like, host position.
I probably might need to make a special card for that.
I want Deb Cheesecake for 100th episode. I want to go and call Dave and say, damn it, man, make us a 4 inch diameter cheesecake or something like that. Give me cake. I'm just saying that I want cheesecake.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we're going to go back on our roots on this one. We're going to integrate a lot more IPL stuff into IPLcast. We're going to make it basically a 50-50 thing with a lot of news stories and a lot of IPLcast things. We've already said that we're open to talk about what people want to talk about on stuff. And we also want to make this a channel where we can feature really good art from really good trainers onto the freaking internet, where people can like see and admire them in places where they would never have thought of going, right? We want to introduce YouTube to this really cool group of people who make really cool art. Let's do this. Anyway, so we're going to put up a direct link to the YouTube IPLcast channel, so people can just access it there. And then we're going to make the following changes. IPLcast shows will be announced in advance where possible. So we'll try and schedule as many episodes ahead of time, but obviously circumstances change, so keep an eye out. If you go to the YouTube IPLcast channel and subscribe, if you look at what's upcoming, we actually have, 3 IPLcast episodes, all the way to 65 planned out. We've got, 63, 64, 65. They're all scheduled to go. We just need to run them. So we'll cover whatever Pokemon news has happened throughout that period. We'll cover whatever IPL news has happened throughout that period. It's going to be good stuff. It's going to be really good stuff.
Yep.
We will be posting a video link to the most recent IPL cast on the front page going forward. Because we plan our episodes in advance, that means we can basically take the next episode's IPL cast link, pop it into the IPL's front page. And if we're not streaming yet, we're not streaming yet. And when we are, we are. And when it's done, it turns into a video, so you can go in and watch the video. Happy days. So no fussing about where to watch it. You are just get ready, get used to it, enjoy. All right. The other thing I have to mention is that there will be no more Hangout links. We've stopped using Google Hangouts. As you can see, we're using this fairly large, kind of sophisticated-ish setup. We won't be advertising Hangout links anymore. We won't be advertising it on the DeviantArt Journal anymore. We've changed our streaming setup. If you want to join the IPL cast for any future episodes, you have to reach out and request it from us in advance. Note the group. Just find or contact any of the admins and ask to be on the show. We're usually accommodating, but you have to remember that because of where we live, we have to run it in a schedule that accommodates where the hosts are more than where everybody else is. So basically, if you're cool with that, then yeah, sure. We'll arrange it. So there will be no exclusive information for IPLcast going forward. We're not going to have this thing where you can only find out certain things by being or watching the IPLcast. None of that. What we will be having is basically time-locked information or ahead of the curve stuff. So when we announce events, when we have fairly big announcements, they're going to be announced on IPLcast first. then they're going to be announced in a journal on the IPL page. So if you want to find stuff out, like anywhere from a few hours to a few days before it gets announced on the IPL page, find it out using the IPLcast. This is what we're here for. Like the point of the show is that we were talking about IPL, like stuff from the group as well. So yeah, that's all we've got. Obviously to start with, we're heading into the next stage. I'm quite excited about getting everything set in stone for next year and just watching everything run and seeing all the new trainers and all the new art. Ah, man, I want to get forward. Like, I want to sketch Kamata again. I want to have his admin card ready to go once more. But yeah, some of the things that haven't been decided yet, we have to figure out what to do with our judges. Our judges have been there. They've been helping us so far, but they haven't. It's not been that effective as far as getting verdicts for a battle. So we're going to decide what to do with them, if we're even going to bother with judges for the ranking seasons, what we're going to do, etc., etc. We may change the layout of the IPL from having a 2-column layout to a 1-column layout, depending on what feels better, as far as what's being shown. We might just stick with the two. We might just stick with the 2-column layout. That's not set in stone. We want to see what works. Like I said, everybody who's watching the IPL cast now, you know that the trainer template is out. Go to the IPL. There is a link there to the 4.0 trainer template. You can pretty much start. You can get that. There is a download for a Photoshop file. You can grab the image if you want to and just modify it. You can start submitting your new 4.0 cards at the soonest possible time. Go for it.
I've already downloaded it. I just need to sketch my characters.
So have I, and I haven't done my character yet. I'm still doing sketches. Alright, so the journal skin is now switched to Rebirth. That's going to get tacked on with a few more bells and whistles as we go forward. But I like how it's like, I'm trying to keep it stupid, super simple. And I'm going to have the IPL poker chip logo in there sooner or later. We're also changing the interface buttons. I want to change it to look more like it does on the Sun and Moon thing, where you have these nice rectangular rounded corner buttons. Just quick access. We're also going to try and minimize the amount of buttons that we have there, because honestly, there was so much information. There were 21 buttons, I think, last time. So we're going to skim it down.
Malarkey.
Yeah, we're just going to have however many buttons we need to get the information across done. They're taking up too much space. The round things are taking up too much space. We'll just leave it as a thing.
Squared.
Yep. Rounded corner rectangular, I think, is really effective for space. But yeah.
Is it like semicircle then?
Not semicircle. Just rounded corners. If you've been to the if you've seen the IPL journal recently, it's used rounded corners. So we'll stick with that, but we'll stick with smaller, longer rectangles. So that's all of the major stuff we're doing so far. Again, pretty excited, I think. I'd say we're pretty excited, aren't we? For this entire thing.
Yeah, pretty excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Looking forward to getting it across. Looking forward to see who gets through. But again, this would not have been possible without you guys sharing your experiences as well. So thank you for all of the people that commented in the last couple of journals. It was nice hearing about your stories. It was nice hearing about your thoughts on the IPL. It's nice that you feel the same way that we do. That this is a cool group. That, we would be sad to see it go. And we...
Well,
Pardon?
I said you're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, Paper. But the other thing as well is that again, we're looking forward to all of the really cool things, but we're hoping and one thing that we're going to be asking of people heading into the next year is that if you really like this group, we know that goes without saying. We know you guys love it. We're going to try our best to do well by you and really grow this group and get the events going and make this a really cool place to be on DeviantArt. It is it is the only other thing I look at now besides my own account. And I don't even take care of my own account page that much anymore.
Oh
The
my
IPL is
God.
the baby. So if you love this, I feel like I'm extorting people, but I'm not. What I'm trying to say here is that, like, guys, like, this isn't going to work if it's just us. Spread the word. Let people know that the IPL is coming back, that it's this cool group. When you can, let people know. Like, you've already let us know how you feel about the IPL. I think it's time to let other people know how you feel about the IPL as well. This is a great group. We want to see it grow. You want to see it grow. We want more people to come in and enjoy what it is. So let's have more people come in and enjoy what it is. So, like, tell people. Word of mouth is how we've grown from being a teeny tiny, I thought we were trying to copy the OCTs kind of group, to, oh my gosh, we are our own thing now. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that brings me to the end of the IPL news, well, as it happens, the end of episode 62 of the IPLcast. We are We are speedily approaching Christmas, the holiday of which you may or may not celebrate, and also probably the one of the hottest days in the year here, in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
But we're hoping to see pictures of snow so we can be jealous and look forward to July. But beyond that, it's like, okay, we'll have one more IPL cast before the end of the year, and then the next IPL cast, I think it's IPL cast 64, happens literally after the first day of the new year. So that's gonna be fun. We'll be, I don't know, we'll try and get more shenanigans. If you have any suggestions on what else we can do with this here channel, suggest it. But yeah, follow us on IPLcast. The IPLcast, and you've got all of these social media things to look at on our lower right corner. Yep. We have a Twitter. Did you know we had a Twitter? And did you know that most of the people did you know that most of the people who follow us on Twitter happen to be people who are trying to find out stuff about cricket? Because apparently, I did not know this, the IPL shares its name with the Indian Premier League, the IPL. So, people come in and see us, and we have Team IPL as our Twitter name. And people try and join us thinking we're like a news center for cricket. We've actually been followed by a cricket news outlet. And I'm like, I don't really want to tell them what this is, because, if you're going to follow us, freaking read the description. Because we already say we are a Pokemon group. Like, don't get me wrong, cricket's fine. But we're not a cricket group. We have Cricketoon, but we're not a cricket group.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just
so
trying to find it now.
all right. Before we depart with IPLcast 62, I just wanted to share this picture of Mana, who is the newest GT Sin character, and you're going to see a lot more of her as the year progresses. So. Yeah, that works out really well. Maniette is really happy.
Apparently, I am following you. What the hell?
We don't tweet much.
We do tweet from time to. We've only just we tweet when the YouTube channel tweet stuff. So
I'm such a dummy.
Did you follow them just yesterday then?
Yeah.
No. I must have followed him ages ago and done it without realizing.
Must have been, but what? There you go. Well, at least you know when we're posting our updates. And if you follow us on YouTube, like I said, if you follow us on YouTube and you have if you follow us on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the little bell next to the subscribe, because we will be posting stuff on the YouTube community page as well. Hopefully, it will let you know about. And also, if your notifications are set to on whenever we live stream, a notification actually arrives on your phone if you watch YouTube on your mobile phone. That's how I know that we're streaming, because I got the notification. Yay! So anyway,
I actually checked the channel.
Did you?
Yeah.
Right.
We can't trust Gino anymore.
Like, oh, yeah.
Oh, don't be like that. Stop. All right. Anyway, we shall leave it there for now, and we shall catch you on IPLcast 63. If anybody has nothing else, nothing to plug.
Nope.
No.
You already did the plug at the start, Katie. You can't do the plug again.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, it's been
About-
me,
wait, I got one
Gino,
question.
Megan.
He's got something. Sweetie,
What?
Paperfair was talking.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
That back then, like during the contest that Rob did, and we got like some trainers got Delta species, like the one of their Pokemon became a Delta. What's gonna happen to those? Are they still gonna stay Delta, or are they gonna revert back?
Stay Delta.
Delta, all right.
Stay Delta.
I'm confused. What?
Delta species are a thing where Pokemon take on a different type, and that's because of the radiation around Holon.
That was the Holon thing. We do have that.
Yeah,
We still have those battles.
because we recognize Holon as a region. Delta Pokemon was a thing where it's like, oh, like do Pokemon become Delta? And I think we should retain Delta Pokemon just because they're an odd quirk of the TCG. And also because we're not actively monitoring Pokemon types. This is, you have to just, the whole point with Delta for the IPL is you just have to make sure that that other trainers
Wasn't the
understand what
mechanic
you're doing.
not so much that you could have Delta Pokemon, but that you could battle in a particular area that would make your Pokemon Delta, and that is when you could draw the
But
strange.
it's like, I don't know, we'll either preserve that area so you could go full Delta, or we'll see. But I'm currently sitting in the, if you're going to go Delta, go Delta. There's not much change in the appearance of Delta Pokemon anyway.
You could get really creative with it.
You could, but I mean, you have regional variants now.
No. What would be our restrictions on Alolan Pokemon? Do we have to stick to the official ones, or would it be acceptable to make up our own?
All of the official ones.
Okay.
Basically,
So if you want one that isn't official, then you have to call it a Delta.
yeah. That's the only way you're gonna get it through, the change typing. But it's like, I think we should be like, I don't think it's gonna be as open to abuse as we think it is. There's no real mechanical benefit to doing that, going that crazy with it. But anyway, we shall leave it there. We'll bring up the topic of Delta Pokemon. I don't know. Let's bring it in on IPLcast 63. But this is, I think, all we've got for IPLcast 62. This has been a long-running stream.
Yes.
So, from Gino, from Megan, from Katie, and Mr. Paper, goodbye, and we will see you on the next episode. Stay cool. Alola.
God damn it, Gino! I'm already